What has happened that is utterly extraordinary in the charts is the complete disappearance of bands, the complete disappearance. And so soloists and duos and, collaborations of soloists, Dave and Central C, all this sort of thing, are so dominant. I'll tell you how dominant they are. We've had half a decade, okay, the first half of the 2020s. So I looked at the first half of the 1980s. And in the first half of the 1980s, there were 146 weeks when bands were number one. Okay, 146 weeks. You had Dexys, you got UB40, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Duran Duran. The first half of the 90s, there were 141 weeks when bands were number one. New Kids on the Block, Wet, 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 Erasure, Take That. In the first 5 years of this decade, 3 weeks.
No.
We have had 3 number one weeks, one of which was the Radio 1 Live Lounge All-Stars, most of whom were soloists anyway, one of which was the Beatles, and one of which was Little Mix. That's the only kind of official band who've had a single week at number one in this entire decade.
Oh my God.